Hey folks, I just want to pick up from my last video. I talked about how you too can learn how to have all of your projects end on time and on budget through the use of change control. Now this is super important because ultimately it will allow for you to be honest, and it's all about making sure that you're tracking requirement changes and changes to scope in a formal way. But I'm just going to do a quick analogy. If you go to a restaurant, you order a hamburger and fries, you eat it, you go home, then you come back and you say, I've ordered a hamburger and fries, I ate it, but what I really wanted was a chicken sandwich and a milkshake. They'd look at you like, yeah, no worries. Here's you drove back, that's on your time. You owe us an extra, whatever the fee is. And they would never give it to you for free, because if you try to do that, they'll think you're nuts. Or if you think of a different version of that story, and you say, hey, actually, that sounds like theft of service. A lot of organizations out there do some dodgy things. They try to get their vendors who they feel they're doing a favor by hiring them, engaging them, and then they don't want to pay them. They don't want to pay them because they're changing their mind. They're not managing business folk. As executives, they think they can get away with whatever they want. And the role of a project manager, business analyst, consultant is to actually keep everyone honest. Everyone from the CFO, the board chairman, down to the subject matter expert, and everyone in between. So just be aware of that. Now, I'm aware, there's heaps of dodgy vendors, and that's a story for another time and day. Organizations who will sign a contract, deliver next to nothing, and then try to bill a fortune. But I'll say for what it's worth, if you have a contract, some people win, some people lose. Ideally, you get a win-win contract where everyone gets what they want. And I'll make more videos on that too. But for the purpose of today's video, I'm just going to share about when I used to work in this large Australian multimedia or media company. The CFO, so there was a group CFO and then there was a New Zealand CFO. I've talked about him in the past, and he gave me a massive pay rise once upon a time. But the Australian CFO, I got really angry because I thought this vendor of ours wasn't performing, and I said, we should cancel the contract. And he said, no, Dave, this is a strategic partnership. And then a couple of years after the project started, we had gone live partially, but we had a lot of change requests, probably approaching 50. And I spoke to him, and he said, that's just the cost of doing business. If this was easy, then you and I wouldn't be here. But it's not easy, so we are. And he used the analogy of renovating a haunted house, which is another story for another time. But this CFO taught me the value of being mature. Sometimes things cost more than we want them to, but we still want the outcome. And for that, we pay for it. I hope that makes sense.